Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 4 Minute Writing Tips. The topic I want to go over today are perfect characters and why I hate them. Okay, so it's no surprise that when everybody first starts writing, that they want to create a character that is just amazing, no matter what. The main character that you're following doesn't have any flaws because that's something that usually we want to be when we're growing up. I remember one of my very first novels that I created, um, or that started when I was a kid, was a book about this perfect character. And, that's excusable when you're a kid because you're thinking about being a prince or a princess or whatever you want to be. Because, granted, most likely none of us live in a mansion or have $1 million to spare. But the issue with perfect characters nowadays is exactly that. They're too perfect. They're not relatable to the reader at all by any means. Now, some people do prefer that kind of read. Some people prefer the billionaire trope and the perfect girl, the perfect man, and there's nothing that could go wrong in the world. I mean, it's okay to have a Disney relationship every now and then. There's my cat. But perfect characters can be quite boring because they're one-dimensional. Now, the kinds of characters that I myself really like to follow and also really like to read about are troubled characters that usually have some kind of a quirk to them because that makes them more relatable. I myself am kind of quirky, and uh, putting real issues out on the table brings a relation to those characters and it makes you want to like them more. Now, I'm not saying that they have to be completely broken inside, because a too broken character is just too depressing to read about. I mean, they've got to have some kind of uppity thing, and I know that, even as people that do have depression, sometimes that can be a little bit difficult. But if your character is too fantastic all the time or too depressed all the time, it gets old and there's no character development. And character development is something that is important for every single novel. Now, it doesn't have to apply to every single character in the book. While some people like to do that, sometimes it can distract from the main plot if you're trying to make a plot development of every single character. Just do it with your main ones because they are who matters. They are who the story is about. So, I like to read about characters that have an issue at the beginning, or maybe even it's an issue that they don't even know that they have at that time. And over time, they start to change. A very good example of character development in movies and in books is Cloud Atlas. That is a fantastic book and an equally fantastic film. And that's because all these characters over time throughout 6 different ages change because they are all different souls. And you can see one character in one era may be evil. They might have the worst traits of a person imaginable. But then as you keep going along, they start getting better. Or it could be one character that is, for sake of a better word, a pussy. And they don't have a single brave bone in their body. But at the end, they're the ones who step in and save the day, or at least help save the day. Or maybe it's a story, about a gold digger. And then later on, the gold digger realizes, maybe there's more to love than just, a pretty penny. And that's what I like to read about. If a character just stays the same from start to finish, it's unrealistic, it's boring, and it doesn't make the character relatable by any means. So think about your character arcs. And what I mean by the character arcs is their internal arcs, because there are 2 different types of storytelling in a book, and that's the character arc and that's the plot. The story and the plot. And I'll get into that later. So this was 4 Minute Writing Tips. Hope you stick around next time. Bye.